Hey subscribers, I'm back. So, what am I going to be talking about today? As I mentioned in the previous video, dangers of social media. Now, what specifically am I going to be talking in terms of the dangers of social media? I'm going to be talking about my own experience, and half of this segment of video is going to be about weight loss journey. So, skip to this part. I'm going to add like a little time thing there. See, I'm going to do some editing on this video. So, skip to that part if you want to see my body change in terms of the year and my progress and what has happened in terms of how social media has affected me in that regard personally, but also in terms of the mental aspect. So let's get started. Now, before I get into this, is the video quality better? I don't know. I hope it is, because I've noticed for my past videos and the previous one, my video quality is pretty shitty. So, we'll try. So, dangers of social media. Where do I start? Mainly the two things that I used a lot were Instagram and TikTok. Now, I was using Snapchat for quite a while, but then I got rid of it after high school because, let's be honest, if you're not in high school or you're outside of high school, who the fuck uses Snapchat? Then again, I might be wrong. Apologies if anyone's using it out there. Mind you, though, I personally think you should just grow up without social media because it is bad. Now, social media. In terms of Instagram and TikTok, both of those platforms are very dangerous in terms of publishing media that are not necessarily just toxic, but fast form content, which I really hate because I love long form content. And then I got into TikTok and I didn't like it at first, but then once I started getting hooked on those videos, swiping all the time, I was like, Jesus, this is addicting. Well, I didn't say that. I think I thought it internally. And then eventually when I went through this whole process of physical change and mental change, it made me realize it isn't that great for you. And so after, for a while, I was just using TikTok, Instagram. It wasn't that too big of an issue. And then I suffered an injury to my foot. I ended up getting a boot from my foot. And so that caused a lot of, because I was starting to get into like exercise and like starting to take care of my body a little bit more. And then I got the foot thing and that kind of just ruined my experience because I wanted to keep working out, keep walking out with friends because I love walking. I'm like a huge walker. I love I'm that's like my addiction. Then thankfully that's a healthy addiction, but I love walking. And so that ruined a lot for me. Getting that boot, not being able to walk, so I stressed it a lot. I got really big, like bigger than I've ever been before. I went all the way up to I think 180, 185. I'll put a picture right here, or maybe I'll talk about it a little later. Actually, you know what? I'll get into the body stuff later in this video because then it'll be too like, oh, what about the social media stuff? But I want to explain my story a little bit first, and then like how I've changed progressively, mentally, and then I'll get into the physical. See, maybe I should write down but I did actually write down what I was going to do for this video before I made the video, but maybe I should like read what I'm doing. Okay, I'm getting off topic now. Okay. Long pause. So, what happened after the boots? I stress ate, and then, funny enough, well, not funny enough, but I'm on TikTok scrolling all the time, and what do I see? Black pill. Now, some of you that are not chronically online like I used to be might be like, what the fuck is that? And so the people that are chronically online, you're probably laughing like, ha 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 ha, you got into black pill or whatever BP, I don't know. I forget what it's called. Yeah, I did. I saw all these models, supermodels, these dudes, not a gay, but these dudes that were like smoking, like, damn. And I was like big belly, chubby, And I was like, oh, I need to get there. I need to have sharp jawline, like, you know, everyone did this, and I need to have like a six pack, and I need to look like super wow. But I didn't do it in such a healthy way. At the beginning, I thought of it as just, you know, I need to take a healthier journey. I need to lose a little bit of weight. I need to go on a diet. And so I did for a little bit, but then I had a standstill point, and my body and my brain was just like, nope, I need to lose more. Yikes. So I dropped 40 pounds. Holy shit. I dropped 40 pounds. Wow. Wow. 40 pounds in 3 months. What the fuck? Not healthy. Not healthy at all. I mean, maybe there's other healthier variants, but most of the time I was just fasting, eating maybe one meal a day. It's not good. Not good at all. And so what happened after that is I went on. It wasn't doing so great. I ended up getting like, as a previous video explained, anxiety, panic attacks. That didn't help either. Ended up throwing up, losing a bit more weight. I was just at such like low energy. Like when you're that low of a weight, it's just so low energy and everything. And the worst part is I was still on social media consuming all that content. And the worst part is I hate social media because, like, on the previous video, I talked about porn addiction. And I talked about how porn is ruining, at least it was ruining my life, and it could ruin your life. And just, it's horrible. But I don't understand, like, these algorithms make no sense. On TikTok and on Instagram, when I want to make a switch in terms of anxiety, in terms of getting things that would make me relapse, I say, I'm not interested in this, block this type of content, it's inappropriate, yet they still show it. Do these things even work, or do they just put those buttons there to say, hey, yeah, we're protecting the kids? Mind you, a lot of kids, like young kids, now have access to these platforms, and that's very concerning to me. The fact that it endangered me that, like, it did a lot of damage to me at that age, 17 to 18. I'm concerned what type of damage it's going to do to, you know, newer generations and upcoming generations of children. Like, that's very concerning. Mind you, I guess you could also technically blame the parents for giving them just, hey, here's your iPad, be on Instagram and TikTok, don't bother me. Take care of your kid, dude. Please. Hire a nanny, maybe. Take care of your kids. That's a personal gripe of mine. I don't know why you're supplying your kids with mindless fields of inappropriate and just brain rot information. I hate that term, but brain rot information. Useless information. And so that happens, and then I go on, and I notice, shoot, I can't even sit through a 3-hour movie anymore. I can't even sit through a 2-hour video anymore. I can't sit through things that were even over 35, 40 minutes. And I used to love, like, watching long-term lore videos and long-ass movies over and over again to, like, decipher them. But man, does TikTok and Instagram Reels ruin your attention span. It is pretty bad. I mean, you know what? I'm just going to get into the physical aspect of it because that's what mostly affected me most. But in terms of my attention span, it fucked it. I'm gonna be dead ass. It fucked it. But in terms of my physical appearance, so I stress ate, went up to 180, which I'll show a picture right here. And then I'm gonna show you the drastic difference of what minus 40 to 45 pounds does for you right here. And that's only 3 to 4 months apart. Whoa. Like, I should be more shocked. I should be more like, what the fuck? But I'm in a good place right now because I quit social media. I went back and forth in the summertime because I wanted to text people, and a lot of the people that I was talking to were on social media. But I just moved away from that. I was like, you know what? They're not going to move away from social media. They're not going to give me their numbers. I might as well just quit it because I don't need it. It sucks me in back into the fucking rabbit hole, and I'm gonna stay there. I'm gonna stay off of it. Now, what has it done for me since I've been off of it? The first few weeks I had withdrawals. It kind of reminded me of my porn addiction. Withdrawals. I was like, I need to get back on. I need to get like, because all this quick dopamine stuff. It's like just fix like, oh, 5 seconds in porn, 5 seconds in TikTok, 5 seconds in Instagram. It's this quick dopamine that we're always so needing of, and it's like, no, we don't need that. We can sit in silence for maybe a day or two and we'll hit a high dopamine, but maybe hang out with some friends or talking to a colleague. Like, you don't need that 5 seconds. And so what happened after I quit social media? My attention span after, I'd say, 3 weeks, so much higher, much better. But what really happened was I started eating a lot more. So with combined of no social media, no porn, no anxiety, because I got a routine that helped me and like coping, which I will talk about a bit of coping mechanisms in a future video. I do want to talk a little bit about that, share what I've done for coping mechanisms, because unfortunately enough, but the last like 5 months has really ruined my way of using my coping mechanisms and implementing them into real life. So, but that's besides the point. The point is what really happened was, bam! Hopefully there's a photo there after I edit. I'm probably covering it with my hand, but photo. That's what I look like now. I have gained 35 pounds. I am only 5 to 10 pounds away from what I originally was, but I look a lot different, right? And why is that? Because I took care of myself, I didn't stress eat, and I ate appropriately. I'm eating 3 to 4 meals a day. I'm eating snacks. Mind you, I'm not on like a grand diet or whatever, as you can clearly see. I'm not like the greatest build. But at the moment, I'm in a place where I'm happy with my body. I feel physically awake. I'm not tired, not exhausted. And that's just so freeing, because quite literally, when I was at that 140, I was like exhausted 24/7. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to hang out. I got pissed off quite easily. I had like a bunch of panic attacks. Mind you, there was other factors that were going on in that time. But man, was it tough. Losing weight at a short amount of time, it fucks your mood. It doesn't just fuck your mood, but it fucks your physicality and how you perceive yourself. That was just such a that was such a hard time for me, and it's crazy because I went from barely having energy, anxiety, all this, and like I personally think quitting social media has helped me so much in terms of loving myself, in terms of my physical but mental health, and looking at the mirror and be like, you know what, you look fucking awesome, Sebastian. You look fucking sexy. I finally had a bit of self-esteem. I was like, wow, you know what? Now, mind you, I do want to put some more work into my body in a healthier format. I want to build muscle, all that. Maybe go on a bit of a diet regimen, because I'm technically on a bulk, as I'm trying to gain weight. So I'm technically on technically also a dirty bulk. I'm not really on a diet. I eat whatever, clearly. But, it's just such a great feeling. It's genuinely like, I don't know when was the last time I felt like this. Maybe when I was a little kid, but I don't have the clearest memory of when I was a little kid. But most of my high school experience, even middle school experience, pretty much sucked dick, because I wasn't really happy. And the times where I felt that short amount of happiness were those quick dopamine spikes. Now, maybe sometimes there were like short moments within those time periods that, I did genuinely feel happy, but at the moment right now, it's not like I need to feel super happy at one moment and then like regret it after for like watching social media or other things. And I mean, it's also there's these other factors like social media misinformation and what it does to spread misinformation. But for me personally, it's more about the physical aspect of social media that's affected me in my personal life. It's also affected other people in their personal lives. I've noticed, especially with a few friends of mine. But wow, how I've changed. It's funny because like I'm at the moment in my life where I'm genuinely can go 3 days where like I'm like, you know what, today's a okay day. Today's a good day. Today's a decent day. You know, I'm willing to go to class. I'm going to go to class. I'm gonna do my work. I'm gonna play video games. I'm gonna sit down and listen to some music by myself. I'm gonna walk in the street and dance a little bit in the middle of the like afternoon because I'll have to walk back home from the bus, you know. There's all these small little factors that build up and it's like I'm actually enjoying life. And that's something that I haven't felt in a very long time. And I guess that's also another thing that inspired me to make this YouTube channel because like life is actually enjoyable and it's great. You know what? I'm just gonna cut it there, but you know, thank you. Um, yeah. See you in the next video.